we've seen from the Devils today. And they get a turnover almost immediately. They did very well off turnovers on Wednesday. And there's a three to start things off with Crisp. ASU had so much success off those turnovers. A season-high 31 points off of turnovers against Grambling State. You want to force those, especially against a team like Idaho State, maybe a little intimidated coming here to play a Power 5 team.
Not great shot selection there from Idaho State. They've been forced to take some contested mid-range jumpers. And if you're Arizona State, that's what you prefer every time down the floor.
Crisp turns the corner, gets to the basket, and puts it home. 9-1, ASU out to an 8-point lead. It's a 9-0 run just under 2 minutes. And the first time out of the game will be charged to Idaho State. 9-1 Arizona State, and Brenden, right out of the gate there, you saw the Devils just demolish Idaho State when they put even the slightest amount of pressure on defensively. And by the time they started to really press in the backcourt, it just caused a huge problem.
And Idaho State's doing what they need to do. How do you break the press? You get the ball to the middle of the floor. They put two players in the middle at center court. They couldn't get it there because of the pressure ASU was applying. And Arizona State able to turn it over and turn it up as they have an 8-point lead here in the first 3.5.
9-1. Of those 9 points, Torrey has 2, Simmons 2, and Crisp, surprise, surprise, the early points leader with 5.
That is a very much of a surprise there, as Kadisha Torrey and Jaden Simmons have kind of been hauling the load these last couple of games for this squad. Nice to see Crisp get going here early with 5.
For Idaho State, Laura Bello the lone point at the free throw line. 2 fouls on the Bengals, Jordan and Cavello both with 1, and Kadisha Torrey with an early foul for Arizona State. Good to be with you. It's been a crazy weekend here in Tempe, and on our airwaves, ASU hockey finishing off the sweep of Alaska Fairbanks earlier today. They'll next be on our airwaves on Friday of next week. They will face the Providence Friars. Should be a great top 25 duel in the desert. They'll play Friday and then Sunday. We had football yesterday. We'll have football next Saturday.
Big matchup in the football world. Territorial Cup coming back to Tempe.
And of course, you're going to get all kinds of winter sports starting up very soon. You'll have wrestling on our airwaves, gymnastics. Swimming will continue in the new year. We're very happy to bring it to you. Final year of the Pac-12. Out of the timeout, 6:34 to play. Idaho State down to 3 remaining. They break the press a little bit easier. Falling away on the sidelines, Maria Diaz. She's able to get a little crafty and keep possession in the orange favor. The inbounder here, Casey Spink. In the corner, Thompson picks up Jordan, who can't finish. A block shot at the rim. Jordan gets it again. They reset with Diaz. Feeding for Abby. Best ball movement we've seen all day. Shot clock under 10, and they turn it over. Arizona State, another terrific stop defensively. The lob in low. High-low action. Kadisha Torrey tried to do it herself. Met with a bevy of defense. Ball goes out of bounds, and Idaho State picks up possession. They just need to break this run here. Almost 2.5 minutes without a basket. They still haven't had a field goal. We're down to 5:47 left in the first quarter. They turn it over off the inbounds. The slide to Simmons. Ball will stay with Arizona State. More just unbearable defense from the Sun Devils. That's something that, if they can really perfect, will be a big help for them when they play these teams like Stanford and UCLA in the Pac-12. Looking for help. They bounce it for Thompson. There's an off-ball foul called against Idaho State. So just a sloppy start for Idaho State. The shots aren't going in. That's, not much you can do about that, but keep shooting. But the fouls and the stoppages and the turnovers, you need to clean that up.
Absolutely. They need to go inside to Laura Bello. She's had some opportunities inside on that high post area. Get a good shot.
Terrific step back. Jordan still can't get it, but another offensive rebound. They had one last possession. They get one here, and an air ball from Sofia Cavello. So the offense is just slow to start, but again, 2 fouls on either side. We're not even halfway through this first quarter. Jaden Simmons at the controls for Arizona State. Bezelink. High in the paint, Torre. One more pass. Bezelink, an open three, and it skips out. Board pulled by Diaz into the front court. Bengals still looking for their first field goal. Open shot, Spink. Bounds off side iron. Simmons corrals the pebbled leather. In trouble in the corner. Ball out. Loose on the floor. And a jump ball signaled, which will give possession back to Idaho State.
And some of these Idaho State shots, we've been looking at them way offline. It's almost like they're adjusting to shoot at a goal with much larger dimensions, and they're just miscalculating it.
9-1, Arizona State on a 9-0 run over 3:35, and the Bengals throw it away again. Jordy Thompson now the inbounder for the Sun Devils, who have gone a little bit sluggish late too, but they've been able to capitalize on 5 Idaho State turnovers in the last 4:30. Off the deflection right near us. Sun Devils have to reset with 15 to shoot, and Crisp trying to start a play. Treyana Crisp using a high screen for Torre. Lobbed in deep. There's Journey Thompson, battle under the blocks, and another Bengal foul. That'll be their 3rd of the quarter.
And what a great play to dump that one into the low block for Thompson. You saw 4 Idaho State Bengal players all convene on Thompson, who stands at 6'3". When you've got that, it's an easy foul opportunity or get something on a kick out for a 3 as she hits the first free throw.
Arizona State up 10-1, now on a 10-0 run over the last 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Devils finish 1 for 2 at the line. Journey Thompson, more terrific defense, this time Bezelink and Simmons. And another Idaho State turnover.
It pays
6
to have a
in the
good
last
press.
5 minutes.
It pays to have a good press, that's all I can say.
If you're Natasha Adair, you don't want to come out of this press until they make you. Crisp high on the wing. Simmons dials up a straight-on 3 that squeaks out. Bengals back the other way, 3:50 left. Here's Jordan turning the corner. Floater in the lane, no again. She's had a couple of good looks, but everything has just been unkind for Idaho State offensively. Approaching 3.5 to play. Arizona State without a field goal in nearly 3 minutes. Looking to change that here. A travel as Journey Thompson went in to try and score.
Good move there, good thought process. Just a little sloppy with the ball. And Idaho State, Jordan is 0 for 6 and the team is 0 for 11. They really need to get a play dialed up to get something to fall through the basket. That might start some momentum.
Another jump ball. This time the Devils get possession right around half court. And we get a chance to say hello to Jalen Brown, big name that was out for the first couple of games this year. Was not a part of the one that we called on Monday, but she is back in the lineup. First time this season we've gotten to look at her. I beg your pardon, second time she played against Montana State. Checking in off the bench. Turnaround, and Torre has the iron rejector. 3:05 remaining first quarter. Idaho State basketball trailing by 9. 7 turnovers in 6 minutes. Corner for Spink, has it stripped away. Devils on the break. This is where they cook. Simmons open to the rack and comes down hard with a foul. Jaden Simmons like a water bug getting across the floor there. 2:49 to go. She's going to go become the 3rd Devil to shoot in this ball game.
And if you attack the rim, you get rewarded. Jaden Simmons back to the line. They'll be shooting free throws 5 and 6 in this first quarter as Idaho State has been very, very aggressive down inside the paint.
In and out, Simmons 0 for 1 at the line to start. 4 fouls on the Bengals, 2 from Arizona State. Mallory Miller will be the next to check in for the Devils. She comes in and gives Bezelink a much-needed rest. Bezelink making her presence felt a lot on defense.
And she was a big part of that press that has been so effective here in this first quarter.
Bengals ball to the corner. Spink on a drive, rejected at the rim. Thompson swats it away, but also commits a foul in the process. Just over 2.5 to play. Spink will be the shooter.
And this is an opportunity for Spink, who leads the team in rebounds, assists, and steals, to get on the board.
She nets her first. Idaho State still has not scored a field goal. Their 2 points have both come at the line. Arizona State is also struggling with the field goals, 0 for their last 4. Devils looking for their first field goal in 3:57 as Idaho breaks that ASU run that went up to 11-0. Ball out of bounds gives the Sun Devils a chance to set their half-court offense. Plenty of time to shoot. Jalen Brown will be the inbounder. Hits Simmons. Uses a Miller screen, stops. Thompson pops and knocks it down. Devils break that field goal streak. Lead back up to double digits. Idaho State still has not scored a field goal in this game. Maria Diaz tightly guarded by Jalen Brown. They double her. She's in trouble. Finds Carson. Turning the corner. Abby into the lane. Throws it high off the glass and gets a foul.
Looks like that might be the recipe right now for the Bengals. Get to the free throw line, because they are still looking at the 0 in the made field goal department, as you mentioned, 0 for 11.
That is the only place that the points have come for Idaho State. Trailing by 10, under 2 to play. I think Shelton Sobolewski is going to tell them in this quarter huddle, which is coming up in just a bit, that they're playing very good defense. Holding ASU to 13 points at a point like this in the game is very, very good numbers, but if they can just start to get the baskets, they're in this game. Remember, they held ASU to an overtime victory back in 19. Simmons traveled. Or rather, Jalen Brown. It's a Louisville transfer. 7 appearances last year. I think more than that, she was able to gain a lot of knowledge from that Cardinals team that maybe ASU could use. She knows how to win. They went to the Elite 8. Another Idaho State shot bricks out. Bezelink back in the game, pulls the rebound and gets fouled. 2 fouls on Sophia Covello. 1 on Carlson. Now Bezelink will shoot ASU into the bonus.
This is not an area where Idaho State wants to be. They're already having to go into their bench because of how aggressive Arizona State has been. Not a great bench for the Bengals.
First shot down, 11-point lead. Their opponents are shooting 65.2% from the line. ASU already doing much better than that. 3 points for Simmons, 5 for Crisp, and now 2 for Bezelink. More press from the Devils. Idaho State breaks it. Corner 3. Bounds off, this time Hallie Wright. At this point, it's more than a cold streak, it's frustrating. Brown spinning in trouble with a double. Corner 3, falling down, she's fouled. Treyana Crisp, the Arizona native out of Goodyear, is going to the line. She didn't make the shot, but she's able to go earn those 3 points here at the charity stripe.
And for Abby, that's just a lack of awareness. A freshman making a freshman mistake there. You don't want to close out too aggressive on a 3 because Crisp can knock them down from the stripe.
1:07 left in the quarter. Crisp 1 for 1 on this trip to the free throw line. The Sun Devils' leading scorer was 6. Two for 2. And one more will make it a perfect 3 for 3 at the free throw line. Crisp shooting. Couple of dribbles. Lets it fly. And she earns those 3 with a perfect trifecta. And the Devils lead 18-3. A 15-point advantage for Arizona State. ISU still looking for their first field goal. Shot to Carlson, has it taken away. Devils in transition, 31 of those against Grambling State, but an errant pass. Jalen Brown will turn possession back the other way. 50 seconds, or maybe 51, or just under 51, for Idaho State to try and score a field goal in this first quarter. 3 from the corner, no again. This time Maria Diaz. Doesn't matter who the shooter is, they can't get it. Devils had an advantage. They lost it because of a travel.
It's a couple times Jalen Brown has been guilty of a travel here in this game, but if you're Arizona State, you got to be pleased with the defense. No field goals allowed, and building a 15-point lead, really getting it done on both sides of the ball, especially with that press.
This game unbelievably important for the Devils, not necessarily because of who they're playing, but because of who they're going to play next. They have 3 in the U.S. Virgin Islands coming this weekend, beginning with the number 11 team in the nation, the Texas Longhorns. Into the lane, and finally one drops for the Bengals. 18-5, they finally put one home. Simmons trying to answer. Devils are going to hold for one shot. Clock is off, under 10. Down to 5. Simmons. One more pass. Brown has it blocked away, and the quarter will come to an end. Idaho State gets 5 points, 2 of which came off field goals. And Arizona State with a commanding 13-point lead after one period.
And Idaho State's lucky it's not worse. Arizona State had some sloppy turnovers themselves, but Arizona State able to get it done on the defensive side, really honing in on that press, not letting Idaho State do anything, doubling on the ball when they get below the 3-point line. It's just been relentless pressure for the Arizona State Sun Devils here in this first quarter.
So the Sun Devils with a 13-point lead. Why don't we step aside? We are back in just a bit. The second quarter, it's Arizona State 18 and Idaho State 5. You're watching Sun Devil women's basketball here on Pac-12 Network. Back here on Pac-12 Network with Brenden, Paul, Aiden, Blanc. Good to be with you. The Sun Devils with a dominant first quarter. Didn't allow Idaho State to score a field goal until less than half a minute left. They shot 82% at the line. Idaho State just 50. ASU gets a triple. 4 for 11 from the field. It was a very successful half on both sides of the basketball. Maybe clean up a little bit offensively, but hey, that's okay. You're going to have those kind of games, and you still have 3 quarters left to do that. The big thing is keep the defense in check. That'll win you this basketball game very easily. Back underway. Idaho State looking to cut into the deficit. Sophia Cavello to Spink, who knocks one down just beyond the arc. After a quarter in which you hit 1 field goal, getting one a couple of seconds into the next one is a pretty good start. Crisp. Tightly guarded by Abby. They know she's a threat to shoot. Bezeling starts the drive, hits the deck, and there's a jump ball. You've got to give the credit there to Idaho State and Elise Abby. She's 5'11". Bezeling is 6'3". And yet she just went toe-to-toe with her and picked up a jump ball.
They are not afraid in this game to be aggressive and take those fouls. In that case, they want a jump ball.
Entry, Bezeling double. They know where the points are coming from. Backs it out, but she gets a 3-second violation. So Idaho State starting to get a little pressure to the Devils. It's only an 11-point game. They can still hang around here if they get a couple of points and maybe start a run. Remember, ASU had a cold streak of about 3 minutes without a field goal as well, so in that first quarter. So if you can start scoring points, you will be in this game. A nice turn. Good look on the blocks, but couldn't get it. This is where the Devils are going to excel. Transition, a spot up, and a jumper. First time we've talked about Marasha Wiggins. The Kalamazoo native was huge in the first game we did on Monday. 23 minutes with 8 points and didn't miss a free throw in 4 attempts against San Fran.
And that was a beautiful transition play. Picks her spot, free throw line extended, and a pretty stroke, nothing but nylon.
She was ranked 18th in the ESPNW class of 2021 rankings out of high school. Transferred over from North Carolina. So a lot of these names that you'll see with the Devils, as a lot of other ASU sports seem to have, are big names from big programs that maybe didn't see as much playing time as they would have liked and are trying to write a new chapter here at ASU. Corner 3, a little short from Simmons, but a nice turnaround. Mallory Miller cleans it up on the blocks to give the Devils a 15-point advantage. 8-minute mark, quarter number 2. Idaho State trailing by double digits. Jordan. Another one skips out. The rebound deflected to Crisp. Crisp is listed as a forward, but she can play almost every position on the floor. She's got that kind of size to her. Simmons to the corner. Wiggins, such a pretty drive. Simmons wide open, can't get it, rolls out, but Mallory Miller using her size to her advantage, forces one up, misses. We can get Miller involved. She has a big size advantage, by far the tallest player on the floor right now. Even when she gets low defensively, she's still got a couple inches. Another floater in the lane misses. Wiggins rips it down. Now slicing on the baseline, rejected, but fouled.
Great defense from Arizona State here in this second quarter, really forcing Tasha Jordan and some of the other Bengals to take really bad shots. And it helps on the offensive side when you've got Mallory Miller in the game. with her 6'4" height advantage, as you said, against anybody else on the floor, she's been really key in pulling down some rebounds.
Yeah, the Devils just checked in Kadisha Torre, who's 6'3", and Jalen Brown, who's 6'1", so they just added even more size to their advantage. This is by far the smallest lineup the Bengals have put on the floor, and probably the biggest ASU will put on the floor this season, so this is a good chance for Arizona State to exploit themselves. Their bigs are very good shooters, too. That just gives them an extra advantage. Maybe the most talented 5 you'll see on the floor for the Devils. Miller tried to get a jump ball. Here's Spink. Elbows her way in, misses. Rebound ripped by Bello. Back up, in and out. Oh, but a rebound by Spink. A pair of offensive rebounds gives Idaho State some momentum and a new shot clock. In and out, Spink. Just missed it. And Miller corrals the pebbled leather. Distributes for Simmons. At the controls for the Devils, under 20 to shoot. Almost 6 minutes left in the quarter. We're going back the other way. Another mistake for ASU offensively. It's really been their only area in which they've lacked this season. 6:05 to play. Sun Devils leading 24-7, a football score here at Desert Financial Arena. Again, ASU is headed off to the U.S. Virgin Islands tomorrow. This weekend, it's Texas, number 11 team in the nation, South Florida, and High Point to close things out on Sunday. Baseline drive. Shot goes short from Diaz. Arizona State in full control of this game, looking to add to their sizable lead. Simmons, a handoff for Brown. There's that drive we were talking about. One more pass, and Miller with an easy money at the basket, 26-7 Sun Devils.
Beautiful pass there to Mallory Miller, and when you get her 1 foot away from the basket, she's not going to miss.
Bengals 0 of their last 8 for field goals, going cold again. Now they're 0 of their last 9. A rebound, and Simmons came down a little funny trying to rip that. Natasha Adair can't be too happy on the Sun Devils sideline. Thankfully, Simmons is back up and okay.
And they're going to...
Very close call. They're going to take her out just as a precaution.
Yeah, definitely don't want to push her in this game when you have almost a 20-point lead in the first half.
5:04 remaining. Arizona State leading by 19. That's their largest lead that they've had tonight. Just a gorgeous day in the desert. It's been a fun weekend all across the valley.
It has
ASU athletics, and just to be in Arizona.
Great weather here in these upcoming winter months in November. Not often will you see the sun shining and 70-degree weather as it is here in the beautiful Phoenix Tempe Valley.
Back underway, 5:03 to go. Arizona State 27, Idaho State 26. Thanks for joining us here on Pac-12 Network. Wiggins looking for her first basket, a wild shot. Bounds out, rebound chased into the half court, and dancing around the line to make the save is Crisp. Shot clock did not reset. It's down to 5. Crisp with 3 to shoot, fires, and knocks it home. 29-7 as Treyana Crisp saves the Devils from a shot clock violation with a big three-pointer, only their second of the night. And Idaho State still cold from the field, now 0 of their last 10, missing another bunny. Crisp back at the controls for Arizona State offensively. Miller, the jumper, just off. And now a timeout signaled by the Bengals after Maria Diaz corralled the cord. give Idaho State another possession. The 4-minute mark here in this second quarter. Idaho State has cleaned things up, at least foul-wise. I think that would be the biggest positive for the Bengals right now.
And they're figuring out how to break the press a little better. They were very, very stagnant in that first quarter, not being able to break the press cleanly. They've sort of gotten that together here in this second, but they're going to have to get it together quick. We mentioned ASU going to the Virgin Islands. Idaho State's got a little tournament run themselves. They'll be headed to Hawaii for the Rainbow Wahine Showdown, and they'll get Washington, Hawaii, and Air Force, 3 very good teams.
For Idaho State, not a lot of scoring has gone on. Devils on the floor right now have Treyana Crisp, who has played just about all of this game, has not missed a field goal, has made 2 threes, a couple of field goals as well, 11 points for her. Another terrific, terrific day for Treyana Crisp. Those are the kind of performances you need once you get into Pac-12 play. Again, it's one of the better women's basketball conferences in the country. You're going to need those kind of performances to win games.
And even going into their tournament in the Virgin Islands, something they're definitely going to need. You've got Torre and Simmons contributing as they have. It's nice to see Chris step up and be that third in the big 3 for Arizona State here early on in this season. Looking to go 4-1 here as they've got a 22-point lead here in the second.
Crowd here at DFA decidedly smiling. ASU at this point just closing out the weekend here and getting a little momentum for their biggest test maybe all year until they play the Stanford Cardinal with the Texas Longhorns next week. That'll also be interesting. Forget who they're playing. They're going to play 3 games back-to-back, which they really won't have to do again until March. It'll be interesting to see how ASU goes from, having 2, 3, 4 days off between games to going back-to-back. Action resumes under 4 to play in the second quarter. Arizona State a 22-point lead, 29-7. Idaho State with an offensive foul.
Looked like a moving screen there.
47 left. Devils a chance to extend their lead even further. It's plus 20 for the first time today. Treyana turns the corner. Feeds for Brown, and another travel called on Jaylen Brown. Again, she has missed a game already this season. She just seems a little out of step with that drive, which can be lethal if she gets it to work. Under 3.5 to play. Another wildly missed shot from Idaho State. In and finally through for Laura Bello. She has missed a lot more than the rest of the team here. She needed that basket.
Absolutely. She was going on a cold streak. Gets her 6th shot to fall, and Idaho State 3 for 28 in the game.
I got news for you, partner. The whole team's on a cold streak. One of their last 12 from the field. Brown. Such a graceful drive. Here's Wiggins. Another graceful drive goes up and down, and that's a no-no.
4th travel on Jaylen Brown. Obviously, missing time is going to do that. You got to get back in your rhythm on that dribble drive. But as you said, once she gets it back, it will be one of the toughest to contest in this Pac-12 conference.
Wiggins checks out, as does Brown. Devils going to go a little bit smaller, adding Simmons and Crisp here at the horn. Probably the best basket we've seen all day from Idaho State. Diaz converts. Now ASU trying to respond. Simmons. Shot badly missed from Treasure Hunt. First time we've seen her in the action today. And a foul along the sideline there by Idaho State. Five on the floor for ASU: Torrey, Simmons, Crisp, Hunt, Miller. Five for ISU are Spink, Bello, Jordan, Diaz, and Cavello. Under 2.5 to go in the first half. Sun Devils leading 29-11. Shot high off the glass, no. Jordan clears the carom. Corner three, banks out. Second chance, no again. And Torrey able to rake in the miss. Slicing through, the Sun Devils can't get another basket. The outlet in front. Diaz slithering through, but commits a travel. 1:52 remaining in a 29-11 game.
If you're Arizona State, you want to get something going here offensively and kind of hit a cold streak with a couple of turnovers and a couple of missed shots. Get something going here, get that lead back up to 20, and go into the locker room with a lot of confidence and a little bit of momentum.
29-11, Sun Devils by 18. Largest lead has been 22. Simmons parks herself high on the wing. Crisp looking for help. They get it in low. Torrey going to work. One more pass. Crisp. Just missed it. Skips off the front iron. Would have given her a perfect 3-for-3 start from beyond the arc. Idaho State needs a basket. Forced up and out from Piper Carlson. 14 minutes and 6 points against UCSB for her. 60 seconds left in the opening stanza. Torrey in trouble. Slips it out. Corner three. In! Treasure Hunt has not played a ton in this first half. They haven't needed her, but makes herself known there. Her first basket is a made three in good amount of contention as well. Under 40 seconds left. Jordan skipping through. Shoots off her back foot and knocks it through. Back to 19, under 30 seconds left. Simmons tries to respond. Just off on a three. Long rebound poked into the hands of Carlson. Jordan at the controls, feeding Spink into the lane. One more pass. Good transition basketball from the Bengals. As we approach the final 10, ASU held for the last shot in quarter number one. See if they do the same thing here. Streaking to the rack, Torrey missed it. And Idaho State will not even get that shot off at the end of the first half. So a better second quarter for Idaho State. They make more field goals. Certainly had the momentum at the end there. Maybe look for them to try some more transition basketball in half number two. But bottom line, ASU is looking about as dominant as everybody thought they would be.
And Arizona State is doing it by controlling both sides of the ball, not allowing too many offensive rebounds for either side, and really forcing Idaho State to shoot mid-range contested shots that they don't want to. Tasha Jordan came into this game leading the team in points per game. That last make she had, her first in 9 shots. And that is how much Idaho State has struggled to shoot the ball, and that goes big thanks to Arizona State.
Natasha Adair being interviewed in-house. Why don't we step aside? We'll join you in a little bit for some final stats and then open up the second half. Arizona State 32 and Idaho State 15. It's Sun Devil women's basketball here on Pac-12 Network.
Some of the fans may cheer down some of the women's basketball when they are on the road on KUS at 60 a.m. or streaming live on KUS1060.com.
Back for second half action, Arizona State on top 32-15 with Brenden, Paul, Aiden, Blanc. Good to be with you. Here on Pac-12 Network, Idaho State gets the ball first, moving from your left to your right. Brenden They made some good shots at the end of the first half. They still shot 6 of 34. That's got to change.
It does have to change, and they got to get better shots. Arizona State not allowing them to, but they need to shoot better, and a good start there from Casey Spink.
Sun Devil lead cut down, 32-17. Simmons for Bezelink. Now Thompson with 9.5 to go, third quarter. Thompson off a screen, shovels, Bezelink stepping through, gliding in, and the basket.
What a move from Maggie Bezelink, cutting in, driving in with force, and finishing the play as a chance to earn a third point here at the line.
Arizona State up to a 34-17 lead, Bezelink at the line. Grambling State had 11 points and grabbed a game-high 10 rebounds, her second career double-double. In that game against Grambling State, a very big help for the Devils despite the defeat. Bad cross-court pass, and she's there to take it away. Again, ASU scored 31 points off turnovers at Grambling State. That is a season high for them. Foul right near the Sun Devil bench. 9:03 to go.
And Idaho State back to making those sloppy plays on the press break. They throw a cross-court pass that Bezelink intercepts without having to move too much.
Torre in the corner off the inbound. Simmons for Crisp. Didn't have the numbers, so kicks out for Thompson. Knocks one down just off the free throw line. Second 20-point lead of the evening for the Devils. More of that pressure. Didn't even need a full court press there. Thompson, I beg your pardon, Bezelink had it stripped away, but that's still an Idaho State foul. And the first time out of the half is taken. So right out of the gate, relatively even. ASU, you can tell, is going to try to bury Idaho State in these first couple of minutes with that press, though. Smart of Shelton Sobolewski to take that time out right away.
And a little bit of a necessary timeout there, not only to fix the press, but to talk to the officials a little bit as well. We could pick them up a little bit on the crowd mic, yelling 3 seconds, yelling foul, really wanting the officials to sort of give some slack to his Bengals in this game, but it hasn't mattered much. His team finds themselves down 20, and they have not gotten anything clicking in this second half, much less this game.
His team's been penalized far more than ASU. They already picked up 2 fouls in the half. You got 2 players on the floor right now with 3. That's Jordan and Cavello. Everybody on the floor has at least 1. 3 of the 5 have multiple fouls, and that's just going to cause you headaches down the stretch. Even if it's not a close game, you're still going to have to check them out.
That just means you're going to have to go to your bench, and Idaho State's not really comfortable with doing that. They haven't had to do it much. They only have 14 on the roster and 11 dressed in the game. They've only gone to 8 or maybe 9 in this game, but they definitely don't want to do that if they don't have to.
Sparky is in the building showing off. I'm guessing he just came from hockey. Sparky's birthday coming up or today or something. They were celebrating his birthday.
Well, happy birthday to Sparky then, if it's today or whenever it may be. But what a great presence for the Sun Devils to have Sparky the Sun Devil here just pumping up the crowd at all ASU events.
He's enjoying himself, as are we. A 20-point lead for Arizona State. Talked about they're going to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Idaho State has a ton left on their non-conference schedule. Washington, which will be their next game on the 24th. Hawaii, Air Force, Utah Valley, all of those games in Honolulu minus the Washington game, and then they'll face BYU as well. Startup conference play December 27th. Game at Montana State in the Big Sky.
And what a big conference game that is. Montana State, a team that ASU's familiar with two teams that historically have been pretty good. It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out.
Simmons, the inbounder, needs some help. Lobs it in for Torre, who falls backward and hits the deck. Another foul. That'll be the third of the quarter for Idaho State. They cleaned things up a lot in the second after being very sloppy in the first quarter, but now it looks like they're just backsliding a little bit into the basketball they played in quarter number one. They meet Bezelink, and another foul.
4 on Jordan.
Shelton Sobolewski shaking his head on the sideline. He's now got a sub, and start to think about that. 4 on Jordan, who's been probably the most productive member of this offense. Even though she only has 2 points, she's the one who's been able to drive the quickest and shoot the best. Bezelink back to the line shooting. Mentioned that double-double. She might be on her way to another double-double. Second shot coming up and through. A 22-point lead for Arizona State. That ties their largest of this ball game. Idaho State able to break the press, but man, is it getting to them. Five to shoot. Shoveled in. Bello in trouble. Turnover.
Sloppy play there from Idaho State. Really handcuffed Bello there on the low block. Didn't have anywhere to go, and the only thing she can do is take another step and get called for a walk.
ASU starts the half with a 7-0 run. 3 turnovers for Idaho State in the last 140. Turnaround and another shot. This one very pretty from Journey Thompson. 41-17, the Devils in full command. Here's Diaz. Oh, had her pocket picked. Into the backcourt, in trouble. Saves it, and now the Devils commit a foul. Could have been disastrous for Idaho State. They're going to get bailed out here with a foul call. But still, and they will get a new shot clock with it. See if ASU decides to keep on that pressure. And they will. Crisp walks up to try and take on Cavello. Bounce for Bello, high on the blocks. Now for Diaz. Diaz to the low blocks. Pushes off. They try to lob it back in. Lucky bounce. They keep it again. And another 3 missed. Spink able to grab it. 16 to go and another foul called. Sloppy action on both ends to begin this half.
And Spink got that offensive rebound. She's near double digits in that department and nearing a double-double for Idaho State.
Spink in, turning, hook shot from Laura Bello. Bezelink. They work it for Torre. Crisp. Free throw line extended. Journey Thompson, terrific ball movement.
And that's where she has made her living in this game. A lot of good quality shots, and now a turnover for Thompson.
Turnover ends up in Journey's hands. Crisp directing traffic. Bezelink. An errant pass. ASU with a rare turnover. Idaho State trying to capitalize. Spink. Diaz at the commands, 20 seconds to shoot. Down to 15, a long drawn out possession here. Diaz picked up her dribble, gets saved by Abby. Back to her. She measures inside off the top of the glass. 43-21. Idaho State, every field goal at this point feels like an accomplishment. The way that they've shot this ball game. Here's Crisp. Thompson. Again, great job moving the rock, and it ends in the hands of Jaden Simmons, who buries a ball.
What a great offensive rhythm the Sun Devils have clinged into here. Free throw line extended jumpers for Simmons and Thompson has been all they've really needed so far in this late third quarter.
Bezelink says, bring it on, and rejects the ball down underneath the basket. Got everything that Maria Diaz was trying to put up. 5:10 to go. Bezelink with a terrific block there. What a night she's had. 7 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, and now a block. She's got herself a quadruple single, and a 5-second violation turns it over. It's just going from bad to worse for the Bengals.
And it's all because of that ASU defense that's been suffocating throughout the entire game.
That's the kind of defense they got to bring to Texas. Only way that you're going to stick around with the number 11 team in the nation. Torre in trouble, spinning through and traveled before she could get fouled.
Just a little too much movement there, picked up that pivot foot. She's going to get called, but if you're Natasha Adair, you got to be ecstatic with how your team is playing offensively, regardless of the turnover there. They have been in a groove here in the first 5 minutes of the third.
Idaho State uses their penultimate timeout here, 1 remaining. ASU has not used a single timeout in this game. Natasha Adair has to be happy about that. They haven't had to stop the clock once to fix anything. Stoppages they've got are the media timeouts or Shelton Sobolewski calling timeout himself.
And Coach Sobolewski's got a lot that he has had to fix and adjust, starting early on with the press break. And then early in this second half, the press break became a problem again, as you saw a couple of turnovers early. But Idaho State has sort of seemed to slow it down. They haven't been forcing as many balls down the floor as they have in the early goings of this third quarter, but still struggling to score, shooting just 9 of 39 in the game and 0 for 6 from beyond the arc.
.456 to go. Arizona State on top, 45-21 coming out of this timeout. The timeout, 45-21 in favor of Arizona State. Brenden Paul, Aiden Blanc, good to be with you on this Sunday night before the Sun Devils head off to the Virgin Islands next week. Should be a fun time. Way to spend your Thanksgiving break. Idaho State turns it over again. I guess you didn't even need to do anything there.
And that was about the worst thing you could do if you're Idaho State out of the timeout. Just a sloppy play. It was Diaz who took her eye off the ball. It's like a wide receiver in the NFL looking upfield before they complete the catch.
Simmons. Finding Torre, bowling balls down, spins and misses. Transition time for Idaho State. Four and a half to play, 45-21. Turning the corner. Abby, another turnover.
It's just going from bad to worse.
Yeah, it's plagued the Tigers here. Simmons pounds the pebble. Handoff. Wonderful backdoor feed, and Torre able to put it off top glass. To the corner. The drive from Abby, flexes and fires. 47-23. Lead cut down to 14. It was as many as 20 in this half. Here's Brown. Shot fake. Shifting through, and a foul on guess who? Idaho State. 3:33 to go in the third quarter.
Jalen Brown starting to find her groove on the drive there. Had the trouble with the travel in the first half, and now starting to clean it up, and it has been working very well, getting this penetration offense moving for Arizona State. She'll shoot two.
Shot is out. Brown back at the line to shoot another. Back in the lineup after missing San Francisco and Grambling State. And imagine what kind of help she could have been to the team in that Grambling State game. Maybe they're coming in 4-0. Had she been in the lineup, how about Maggie Bezelik swats away the pass right around midcourt. Bengals come back in quickly, dump it down low, shot left short. Piper Carlson. Simmons. Torre. Backdoor dish. And the finish. Crisp with a flex underneath the basket. Treyana having herself a career day. 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. 3:01 to go.
She's been
the
great.
Bengals a chance to set up in half court.
She's been great on offense and defense in this game, and 13 points, leading all scorers and contributing all around, leading the team in assists and up there in rebounds, really doing her part to show out here in front of this home crowd.
4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. And has made all 3 free throws she's taken. Forced up and out. Madeline Rendell gets into the game, a freshman out of Kennewick, Virginia. Shot pounds out. Long rebound chased down by Brown and Thompson. The step back from Simmons, air balls out. 2:24 to go. Bengals get a chance to score again, 50-23. Brought up by Diaz. Gets it back. A corner kick. She was fouled before she passed. The ASU's 5th of the half put Idaho State in the bonus.
And Idaho State starting to play some of their reserves here. You see Nika Lakeisha getting her first action.
Blocked underneath. Another rejection from the Sun Devils. On the hop for Thompson. Gets it in deep. Turnaround. A little too strong from Mallory Miller. And down underneath the basket, Journey Thompson gets picked up. Journey Thompson to shoot. Treyana Crisp checking out of the game. We'll see if she plays at all in the fourth quarter. She has earned herself some well-deserved pats on the back. At the line is Journey Thompson. Misses her first, but You can only get today to celebrate if you're Crisp. You got to get back to the grind tomorrow. She's going to be such a big part if they want to stick around against Texas. 51-23 after the second made free throw. Diaz navigates in. Pulsing off the wood. They move for Coleman. Cam Coleman, a redshirt sophomore out of La Grande, Oregon. Long three. Bounce out. Treasure Hunt back in the game for the Sun Devils. Finds Simmons. She's picked up a lot of meaningful minutes here in the late stages. Thompson in for Miller. One dribble goes up. Blocked from behind but fouled. Mallory Miller is going to shoot.
What a luxury Arizona State has late in this game with all the height on the floor. You've got Journey Thompson, you've got Mallory Miller, you've got Jalen Brown, all standing above 6 feet tall. And it's hard to stop if you're Idaho State. Miller has been a force down underneath when she's played, and continuing it here, going to the line where Arizona State has struggled here with their last couple.
(51-23) in favor of the Sun Devils. Idaho State 0 of their last 4 feet from the field. Haven't scored in just under 2:40. Ball for Diaz. Crossover dribble, gets a screen, uses it. Finds herself with Miller. Now over to Williams. Again, the Sun Devil height goes in their favor. This is a little bit taller lineup than they started the half with. Simmons around a screen, picks up a foul, but the basket does not count. She'll shoot regardless on Idaho State's 6th.
And they've gotten back to what they did in the first half, where they were just going overly aggressive in the paint, not caring if they fouled ASU or not, and it's starting to cost them, as that is 3 on Covello.
Too strong on Simmons in her first shot. Here's the second. Devils now officially up by 30. That is their largest of the night. Going a little smaller here. 50 seconds left in quarter number 3. Lisbon, Portugal native Maria Diaz. Over for Abby, in deep. They keep possession. Abby dials up a 3 and hits. Is that their first 3 of the day?
It is, 1 for 8.
It took a while. They finally get a 3-point shot to go in. Even at the line, they're only shooting 50%. 11 of 46 from the field. That's 23.9%. It has not been a good offensive day for Idaho State. Not a bad defensive day. They average, or their opponents average, about 62 points a game. ASU is right around that mark right now. The defense hasn't been any worse than usual, but the offense just has not been able to keep up with this Sun Devil stop that has just been so good.
And I think it's just boiling down to experience. You got a lot of freshmen in the starting lineup coming off the bench, not used to the pressure at the collegiate level, and it's really been a factor here as another missed free throw. They're now below 50% from the line. You're not going to win ball games doing that.
3 of 7. Singing happy birthday to Sparky behind the curtain of distraction. 3 seconds and change left in the quarter. 53-27 Arizona State. Pass intercepted. Heave at the horn. Too strong. The Sun Devils with another great quarter. 53-27 in favor of ASU. They do finish the quarter 0 of their last 4 from the field and have not had a field goal in 3 minutes and 13 seconds, so they'll look to score a little bit to start quarter number 4, but all in all, they really put things to bed here in the third frame.
And it's been, I sound like a broken record, but it's been because of their defense. Been relentless, allowing themselves and Idaho State to shoot, to sort of dictate what Idaho State shoots in this third quarter. And it hasn't been good. A lot of threes in that third quarter. And Idaho State, with Elise Abbey hitting the first of the game for the Bengals, 1 for 8. Obviously that and 4 for 8 from the line is not going to do you a lot of good in ball games, especially when you're not getting to the line. Only 8 attempted free throws for Idaho State. Arizona State shot 24 free throws in the game and made 18 of them.
Let's take a break. We're back in a bit for fourth quarter action here at Desert Financial Arena. Welcome back inside Desert Financial Arena. Ian Blanc and Brenden Paul, good to be with you for some Sun Devil women's basketball. Down the stretch we go, and Arizona State in front 53-27. And ASU ended that last quarter 0 for 4 from the field. Idaho State picks up a foul. They check to see Jordan back in with 1 foul to give.
She almost blew it right there.
No fouls to give. She's 4.
Yeah, no fouls to give. She almost blew it right there, but got the charge. Luckily, it keeps her in the ball game, but she's got to be a little more careful.
Here's Jordan in a double team. Has it stripped away. Outlet up ahead. Crisp 1-on-1, and she'll draw some contact at the rim. Treyana Crisp all over the floor today for the Devils. They checked her out at the end of the third quarter, but clearly she'll play most of the fourth as well. 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. A chance to add to that point total right now. Measures and knocks down her first, 54-27. Native of Goodyear, Arizona. 2 for 2 at the charity stripe. 9.5 to play. Devils open up to their largest lead of the night at 55-27. And once again, Idaho State turns it over because of that press. Crisp still at the controls. Directing the offense, looking to run a play. You'll probably see that a lot down the stretch here. Work on some of those set plays before you go play the 11th ranked team in the nation, the Longhorns, in the U.S. Virgin Islands next week. One more pass, Bezelink. Can she hit a 3? Yeah, she can. Maggie Bezelink, the Canadian, doing terrific things on the floor for the Devils on both ends. Gives ASU a 58-27 lead. And another foul. This time ASU commits the crime. 8:50 left.
I think they're just going to get an out of bounds there. It looks like they were aggressive on the press, and It paid off there. It's going to get possession for Idaho State.
58-27, the lead, the largest it's been all night for Arizona State at 31 points. Out of the backcourt, Sophia Cavello trying to help out an Idaho State offense that's been stagnant all afternoon. Gets to the blocks. Had it taken away, but got it back. And Casey Spink has it bound off, but an offensive rebound grabbed by Cavello. And now the Sun Devils tip it out. 8:32 to go. The Bengals retain possession. Looking for help. They get it in for Bello in a tough spot. Galloping in, Spink. Yeah, she got the friendly roll. And boy, were the Bengals due.
They needed that one badly. They only trailed by 29, and Spink, almost with a double-double, has been one of the main reasons why.
Crisp. Pure. The Devils respond 60-29. Probably the best basketball we've seen from both of these teams this afternoon. ISU turnover. Bezelink wanted another three, but a foul before that should send Treasure Hunt to the line.
Going to get a charge on that one. Treasure Hunt too aggressive
they
there.
They called an offensive foul on Treasure Hunt. And now a timeout. I believe it was charged to Idaho State. It is, and it's their last. So Shelton Sobolewski now is at the mercy of the game to try and stop the clock down the stretch. He cannot call another timeout. 7:58 remaining. Arizona State leading by 31 points. A nice little victory they will pick up here before their Thanksgiving break.
They'll get a couple days off before, again, they head to the Virgin Islands. It'll be 3 games in 3 days, prepping themselves for the Pac-12 tournament later down the road. Hopefully for Natasha Adair, either the NCAA tournament or the WNIT later on down the road.
Sun Devils haven't played postseason basketball in a couple of years. Of course, Charlie Turner-Thorne at one point had them as mainstays in the NCAA tournament. They've been as far as the Elite Eight in program history. Natasha Adair, someone who knows a lot about winning. Over 500 in her 12 seasons of coaching. Clearly growing pains through her first couple of years here at ASU. The hope is that year number 2 she'll be able to get a little closer to 500 within the pack and potentially make a run in Vegas. We saw them do it despite only winning one conference game. They gave UCLA, the 5th team in the tournament, a very good run for their money in the opener.
They did, and if they can hold on in this game in the final 8 minutes, they'll half their win total from a season ago, starting 4-1. They went 8-20 last year, and this team looking a lot better than years previous.
They walk right by us with Sparky's birthday cupcakes. Back underway, Idaho State basketball. Bengals still just abysmal from 3. Only 1 made so far. Arizona State trying to respond. Torrey tracks down the rebound. All right, we got one. We're going to try it in the break. Crisp finds Simmons. Sun Devil offense with a rare longer possession on the day. A lot of their possessions have come in transition. They've been short and sweet. Bezelink, short, got her own rebound. Forced it up again, missed again. Out of bounds, shot clock expired, but Idaho State's getting the ball regardless.
A great defensive possession there for Idaho State, something we haven't been able to say too often in this game, being down 31 points, and looks like ASU's going to retain possession here.
They will, and with a fresh shot clock. Turnaround, in and out from Torre. But there is Treasure Hunt to clean up. She was very active in the game that we did on Monday. Not so much here, but that's okay. It's been quieter, but they didn't really need her very much in this ball game. 6:37 to go, another stoppage. Spink, the catalyst, bounces it in for Abby. Diaz, off-ball whistle.
Another foul on Torre. That's going to be the second on this possession alone for Arizona State. And Torre's got to be careful. That's 4.
Torre has 4, Simmons with 2, Crisp, Bezalik, and Hunt, the other 3 on the floor, each with 1. For Idaho State, 3 for Spink, 3 from Bello, 4 from Jordan. Again, another basket, 60-31. Abby has 1, and Diaz the only one on the floor without a foul on either side. Simmons, free throw line extended, entry is broken up. Here's Jordan, transition basketball, rises, and she misses. Treyana Crisp. Started 5 of 28 games last year. Expect her to start every game that she's healthy in this year. A little sweet little finger roll for Journey Thompson at the basket. They trap in the half court and force a travel. They didn't really need it at that point, but the Devils with another great defensive stop, leading by 33 now. That is their largest lead of the night.
Well, you get some defensive stops here quicker. That clears the bench. That gets the ladies on the end of the bench still wearing the shoot-around shirts some action here in a big game.
ASU is stuck with a lot of their big names. All of these names on the floor saw action in the first half. A little surprising with 5.5 to play that Natasha Adair hasn't gone to some of those bench players. Maybe see who impresses her. 16 seconds left on the clock and a foul. 5:25 to go in the quarter.
And now they're still pressing up by 33. That one might not make some people happy, but I like the move by Natasha Adair to keep trying to build some confidence for her team on the press going forward.
You need that momentum. You got to go play a top 15 team in the country on Friday. 3 straight games next weekend, and you don't play all week. You need this. Jordan having trouble with it. Flashes for Spink, skipping in, and she came down on 2 feet to travel. 4:59 to go in the fourth. ASU by 33.
Another turnover that Idaho State did not need, and it's just a chance for Arizona State to keep working that offense and keep extending this lead.
Simmons at the controls. On the right wing. Hunt has been unusually quiet. Has it played a whole bunch here. Looking for a screen. Crisp gets it, skips in. One more kick. A shot fake. Simmons a long 2. No, but she was bumped. 4:29 to go. Every foul will be shooting now for Arizona State.
That's it for Jordan.
Yeah, it is the 5th foul on Tasia Jordan out of Melrose Park, Illinois. The junior checks out for the final time. Shelton Sobolewski still having conversations with our referee there, despite trailing by 33 points, under 4.5 to play in the quarter. Simmons is the shooter for Arizona State. 1 for 1. And 2 for 2. Jaden having herself a 9-point effort, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Bounced for Spink. Sun Devil defense still tight as ever. Spink looking. Cavello gallops out, tries to turn the corner and gets fouled in the process of doing so. Four turnovers in the last 4:15 for Idaho State. Haven't scored in 2:18, and Cavello has a chance to stop that right now. In and out. They're going to finish this game below 500 at the line in all likelihood.
And that is not a recipe for winning a ball game.
No.
It's not the reason they're losing, but it doesn't help.
She goes 1 for 2 at the line, breaks that drought that ends 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Couple of those droughts, 2-3 minutes long for Idaho State today, where they just couldn't buy a basket, and it really did them in. Crisp, Hunt going to work against 4 defenders. Treasure Hunt. It is a 36-point lead for Arizona State, and they're still impressing us.
Treasure Hunt, the transfer from Kentucky, getting big, channeling her inner Journey Thompson and Maggie Besselink, who are both out. Well, Thompson's in now, but Besselink out. She's trying to carry the weight and keep that presence inside going.
Out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Leading rebounder for ASU in 9 games last year, leading scorer in 2. Only has 7 points and 2 rebounds today, but they didn't really need a lot of her work. Rest assured they'll call on her again maybe Friday, who knows. Off a screen, Diaz going to work, stops at the blocks, pivots and turns it over. Into the open floor, Wiggins gets fouled from behind.
Just an unnecessary foul there.
Yeah. So Arizona State leading by 36 with 3:35 to go in the 4th quarter. Journey Thompson, the only one in this game in double digits. She has 12 points. I beg your pardon, Treasure Hunt is the other. No, that's not right. It's Triana Crisp. Simmons jitterbugs down to the blocks, in trouble with 3 defenders. She's rejected, and Idaho State comes out with numbers. Bounced for Diaz, taken away. Good effort from Jaylen Brown. 68-32 with 3:18 to go. Bengals will play another Pac-12 game coming up on the 24th. They're going to visit Washington. There's a lot that they can improve on. Diaz steps back, lets it fly, and misses. Rebound hauled by Hunt. Devils back the other way. Under 3 to play. 4th quarter, with Arizona State leading by 36 points, just building on their largest lead of the night. Hunt at the free throw line, spinning, kicking, Miller straight on, nowhere close. That wasn't the most advised shot by Mallory Miller, but when you're leading by 36, you can take that shot.
Might as well give it a whirl. Definitely not who they want shooting threes in clutch scenarios, but again, you got the lead, why not try it out?
Abby turns, pops, and hits. 68-34. Devils move it again. This game has gone very fast. 68-34. Hunt tries it from straight on. It clanks out. Miller in double coverage for Wiggins on the floor and a foul.
I think they called a timeout. It's just going to be a rolling timeout. They're going to go to the benches.
They will go to the benches.
Want to get the subs in is what the purpose of the timeout was, I believe.
1:54 to go. That is the first taken by Natasha Adair. Again, Idaho State has none remaining. So with 1:54 to go, the Sun Devils get all that momentum that they needed before Texas later this week. A 34-point advantage, and the win is likely going to finish right around the 30-point mark.
And they can even push it to 40 if they keep going here with
that defense continues.
Some of the reserves getting some minutes, so you know they'll want to go 100%. They're not going to play complacent.
Simmons has 8, Treasure Hunt 7. And now the Devils will check in a whole bunch of new names. The first to control it is Addison Novosel. We didn't see her on Monday. They find the other Miller, Hannah Miller. She's also out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. Yes, they are sisters. And she's going to go to the free throw line and shoot. Hannah's a sophomore. Mallory's a freshman, so Mallory the younger of the two, but clearly the one who's going to get more action, be more of a common name for ASU. Novosel is a transfer from St. Francis. 35 appearances and 25 starts for them last season, so a big mid-major workhorse brought in as a transfer for the Devils. Medina Radachai on defense for ASU. Here's a corner three. Oh, it's nowhere close. Rebound hauled in and a whack away. It's got to be pretty cool to get the Miller sisters in. You're not going to see that too much with the both of them in at the same time. But they both go to work there. Hannah scoring the points and Mallory swatting balls away on the other end.
Both of them 6'2" or taller, so
sure.
a good baseline presence for Natasha Adair.
Shooter for Idaho State is number 30, Alana Williams. Freshman out of Apollo, Florida. Didn't see much time, only a minute in her last appearance against Washington State, in which Idaho State was able to hold the number 24 ranked Cougs to a mid-teens kind of deficit. That's what maybe made you think, okay, they're going to come and play a little bit more competitive against an ASU team who obviously is not nearly as skilled as Wazoo. But this is just a 5-alarm fire kind of game for the Bengals. Under 60 seconds to play. 69-35. 3 on the wing. Knocked through. 45 to go, and the Devils leading by 31. Just talked about Novosel. Here she is. Looking for help. Fires over for Hannah Miller. Gets it back. Lets a three fly and rips the cord. Hannah Miller, the second Miller, into scoring today. And the Devils have hit 72-38. Idaho State will get a transition basket. Under 17 to play. A 32-point Arizona State lead. Novosel will just dribble this thing out. The shot clock is off, and Arizona State with a very big win. All smiles from the Devils on this Sunday afternoon as they take out the Bengals to move to 4-1 on the season ahead of their big Thanksgiving weekend plans.
And what a complete game from Arizona State. They really didn't overlook this Bengal team. They played 40 complete minutes. They got everyone off the bench, and Hannah Miller there knocks down a three. The bench went nuts over there when she hit that three. Very happy to see even the players out of the game for the Sun Devils still staying in, still supporting their teammates, and even in a game where you win by 30 plus, They still played to the very end, and that is an awesome way to go into this big Virgin Islands series for the Sun Devils.
Number 11, Texas, is the next time that the next opponent that the Devils will face on the floor. It's going to be a tough task, but if they play like they did today with a very good offense who can rebound after those slow 2-3 minute lulls and a defense that's just suffocating, maybe they can pull off an upset down in the Virgin Islands. They ring the victory bell with a 32-point win. Couple of final totals before we let you go. For the Devils, there's the victory bell. ASU will finish with only 3 in double figures. Trayana Crisp was the leading scorer. She had a terrific day.
She did 17 points and just controlling in all aspects of the game, a dominant force on defense. Not much negative you could say about her ball game today.
10 for Maggie Bezelink, 12 for Jenny Thompson. If you want to look at a positive for Idaho State, Casey Spink had 8, Laura Bello had 7, with Elise Abbey the leading scorer at 9. But again, there's a lot that they can improve on ahead of Washington, their final Pac-12 game ever.
And it is something they need to get improving on very quickly, because after Washington, they're going to Hawaii. They got a couple games in Hawaii, just like Arizona State and the Virgin Islands, so a quick turnaround for both these squads heading into the Thanksgiving holiday.
And so with that, we say good night. 72-40, Arizona State beats Idaho State. Thanks for watching our Stream Team broadcast on this Sunday afternoon. Our terrific folks behind the scenes making the magic happen. We're back with hockey next weekend against the Providence Friars. For Brenden, Paul, our entire Stream Team crew, I'm Aiden Blanc saying so long. Arizona State 72-40 winners over Idaho State on this Sunday night. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.